Week 16 has finished, and you can see I've spent majority of my time not playing weekly shorts this week because the spring campaign has come out and it's been awesome. So, before we get into week 17, let's take a look at the records from last week. I didn't get a chance to hunt these too much, so I'm curious to see what everyone did. I won't even show my runs because they are very subpar. I was reminded politely that there was potentially a cut, so I went back and found that one. Can't believe I missed that in my initial runs, but looks like Tress got a pretty clean run here. What does he do here? Yep, he gets that right in between the tree. So, pretty good map here. I thought these were really good last week. We got almost 100,000 players playing, which is incredible. You'll love to see it. I feel like there's a lot more people playing these days, which is what Trackmania has needed. There's always going to be those of us who are going to play regardless, but it's good to see everyone playing. Okay, we got Bepeza with the record. This was the slow technical one. Let's see if there's any no-slide abuse. Sort of, yes. Just clean. Yeah, very clean run. He even crashed, wow, and he still got it by 1,000th. Wow, I want to actually see this with so he actually a little behind here, and even with that hit at the end, just snipes him. What a run. And then we have the skate park, I believe, was next. Yeah, this one was my favorite of the week. Let's see what Giuliano cooked up. He got 2 seconds faster than me. Wonder if he uses the double respawn strat, or if he's just a god gamer and very quick. Most likely that. Okay, wow. Yeah, that's a really clean run. Now, does he use the stairs here? Nope. Just a very clean run. Let's take a look again. This is a really good quarter pipe jump here. Like getting this landing so well, and then right into a very clean low transition there. All right, next, and then we had the full speeder. I am curious to see. Okay, Bepeza again. Gonna leave me in the dust with the precision. Now, what do they do here? Do they speed slide here? Or do they no slide? Okay, no slides. And then he goes around and speed slides. Yep, goes around the outside. And there. Wow. So a bit simple, but I was curious to see what they cooked up there. Now, the Flipmaster, I did not get AT in my initial run, but I was able to go back and grind and get it. This turned out to be a really fun map. And it turns out everyone can laugh at me because the strat that I was using was incredibly slow. I just got obsessed with getting that bonk. So before we look at Sasui's record, let's look at my record. So I got the low flip here. And then in earlier runs, I was going for the flip off the middle, but then I was like, wait, why don't I just do what I did on the first run in here and skip the faster finish? So that's what I did. And I think Sasui's going to do something sort of similar. So let's take a look. But I think they go middle. They get a nosedive. Nope, they don't go middle. They just get absolute crazy amount of speed. But I'm curious to see their low flip. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So, without further ado, let's take a look at week 17. I already see Sully and Samifying in first, so that is going to be a no slide and a half. We've got Crippy, that's a name I haven't seen in a long minute. Arizel, Chamal, and Dara. Who is that? Hopefully that's going to be an alt car. And then Galenium. So we're starting to, this is really cool. Starting to see some names that I haven't seen in a long time on the leaderboard, which is promising. Really do like to see that, getting more players back involved. Okay, what do we got in map 1? So already we got dirt. There's going to be some sliding and sliding abuse. Do we want to take near or far? I'm not sure. And that is gold. Okay. So I've got only 0.2 left to gain. Should probably turn off my ghost. It's distracting, but I need to get better speed slides through here. And then what happens if I take the... Ooh. Well, that might help a little. I'm going to turn off my ghost here. I don't think you want to go to the left. I wonder if you want to slide in the beginning. You're already in 4th gear, so you can slide on this dirt. You want to get as much slide as possible. Well, sorry, not the... You want to get as much speed drifts as possible, not as much angle. All right, so that was a pretty easy AT. Ding, ding, ding. All right. And I do like the new skins that they've come out with. Those are really cool. I might have to change my McLaren skin for that, but we'll see. Maybe this run was actually decent. That felt good. Maybe if we can get more speed here. Yep. There we go. I'll take that. Great. So that one's about sliding and gear management. I will give it a thumbs up. Moving on. Overgrown Tech, it says. By I Am Bean. Okay. So already we've got some penalty. Let's go around the outside here. Yep, there we go. Is it actually tech? Like, do I actually need to slide? I mean, yeah, you do. It's just a very... It doesn't look like that much to drift. So these are going to be really small drifts. Get a lot of speed. Okay. Inside here to set up wide for this so that you can just get a tap. Oh, I see. I wonder if you can get this first one so that you can do a quicker drift like that. And then this. I wonder if it's worth coming over the penalty grass. No, it can't be. So this one's gonna be an early drift, and then that'll get us AT. 16 point. Oh, that's already 0.6 ahead. Okay. And okay, 0.26. But I didn't really have. That felt like a decent drift. Let's see where we are. About 10th ahead. That felt really good. And 2/10 ahead. All right, for me, I will take that. Very easy tech map. We're kind of getting back into the boring maps again. They had a banger campaign come out, so I'm not too disappointed. But this is getting back to the real snoozers. Okay, this is the puzzle of the week. So let's take a look at what we got here, because I'm getting distracted by all the different paths. So we've got left and we've got right. We got some dirt, no checkpoints, and ultimately just a finish there. Looks like there is potentially a way to get on to the roof here, maybe? No, there's no way, unless you go across here and then over here. So maybe we can try that, but you're going uphill here, which is not ideal. The other way is to go down here and minimize air time, but then you have to go through the water, and that's definitely not fast. So it's either gonna be up here and take some penalty, go down, go across. Yeah, let's try that one first. So up here. Gonna take a little bit of penalty. We're gonna come across here. Oh, I'm sitting here trying to respawn like there's a checkpoint, and it puts me back at the beginning. Okay, so I need to go much farther left there. I thought maybe that gap was doable, but you really gotta come across here. Yeah, like that. Let's try this one more time. Okay. Let's go this way. So there is something down there. Oh boy. Lunar Pilot, Arizel, and Scrappy are number 1, number 2, and number 3. Okay, let's not get in the trap of wanting this particular route to work, because that doesn't seem like it's going to be easy. And if it's not easy initially, then it's probably not the route. It might be something to come back and optimize later. So here we can get a little bit more speed, and then we get up there. Wonder if it's faster to come across this way. Yeah, almost. Okay. Most of this is going to be me just figuring this one out. Okay, you overjump a lot there. There we go. Okay. We don't want to slide like that. That was pretty slow. Okay. That will go with silver. That was pretty slow, so let's try another route. Then we can come back to that one potentially. So instead of jumping across, where else can we jump here? We can come down here. And then up here. That's much faster. Okay, that's gold. Here, we'll come to the left of the pole. Let's come up here. Over here. And we still got a little bit of time to make up. So let's see. Now that I have a decent ghost, I want to see if that tree line route where you come through the trees is faster. So coming through here. Coming through here. Yes, it is. Oh! I just need to get this one little gap in the tree, and then I can easily get alter time by like 0.2 or 0.3. Okay. Promising. A little bit more to the right. I think that's it. Yep. Okay. Perfect. Okay. And that is top 1000. Great. I'll give that one a thumbs up. I typically do like the puzzle. Like, is there another one up here? Like, what happens if you come over here? Oh, there is something there. But it looks like it's going to be slower. I think I found the fastest route for now. It just needs to be hunted and optimized, because obviously you can see this here. But then if you come through the trees there, I don't know if I need to be that high up. I just want to get this once just to see if it's a possibility. Because theoretically we could do this. Do I want to do something like this? Oh, that is way faster. Okay. That is way faster, even though I had a poor transition. Okay, here we go. So I'm still skill checked on the start, but let's try and come further down here. Just like this. There we go, we got more speed. Yeah, even bonk, I was 0.3 faster. That is definitely the route. So I would recommend taking that route. I'm not going to hunt too much on camera. Y'all can try that route for yourself, but I think that's going to be the fastest one. But the cool part is, like, you can still get some good times with the original route I found with that big jump through the tree. But right here, because you get more contact, instead of being in the air for longer, you're going to get more speed. So I think ultimately that's going to be the way to go. Moving on to number 4. Yes, I hear Desert Car, my calling. I saw Dara in the leaderboards, and usually when you see Dara, it can be an alt car. Like, they're a pretty good player, but you usually see them in the records for things with alt car. And Desert is one of my favorite cars. I go back and forth which one I like more, Desert or Snow. I'm a rally hater. That is no secret, but... Okay, very, very simple map. So this one's going to be hunted to oblivion by all the alt car enjoyers. But I'm going to try. Usually I do action key 4 for Desert Car. You don't have to, but what I've found is for a less precise player like me, it helps. Like, it might be more difficult to take the turns, but because you're not oversteering, you don't fly out and, you know, lift off the ground as much and slow yourself down. Like that. Okay, we need an 18-second time. Let's see how cooked this is. Because you can definitely get a lot out of this. Okay, I slowed down a lot. But... okay, this isn't going to be too bad. This will probably be the one I hunt the most. This one and the puzzle, if I get to it. I'm still quite obsessed with the campaign right now, which, like, if you haven't watched my other video, go check it out. You can watch me hilariously discover this spring's campaign. Ultimately, such a good campaign. I think they did a really good job with it. So that's why I haven't been playing the weekly shorts as much, and my position was very low. It's not just because I'm skill checked. It is also because I have not played. Okay, so for this one, I actually think you're going to want to break or release. Like, you don't need to, but I think to easily get the author time and not struggle for a lot of people, what you can do is when you come up to the checkpoint just before the red arrows here, if you do a quick release or a break tap, I think that's... so let me time it here while I'm trying to talk. So if I do a quick release here, you can preserve enough speed, and that's AT. Now, there is a line you can definitely take without having to release or break, but if you're just looking for that author time, that little, like, release is going to get you a lot. So you got tap, tap, tap. Let's do a release so that you don't slide out, and easy author time. So I'm going to go for one more clean run. I'm able to get through this with action key 4 without much struggle. I would recommend potentially using the action keys on this one. Even with action key 4, you can see the car has a tendency to almost slide out. Ooh, that's... yeah, you really got to thread the needle there if you don't want to release. So I'm glad I have dashboard on. Watch how little I steer on this one. So it's easier to get, if you're just looking for author time and collect that medal, just put on action key 4, give a quick release, and you should be good for the map. But watch how much I gain here if I'm able to steer just ever so slightly. As long as I'm not driving like an idiot. Okay, so I'm 0.2 behind. Look at that. And I made up almost a 10th there. So let's see if I can just get one clean run. The run I got was pretty good in the record I have right now for my PB. Okay. But I can do a lot better. I need more tap, 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 tap action. Like right here. It's so precarious. That I'm definitely going to want to hunt. But yeah. I don't know, this one's a little... I wish they would have had, like, an actual, like, more technical desert car. I think it's good for people who don't typically enjoy the cars, the alt cars. But, that being said, I wanted a little bit more out of this week so far. Who knows, maybe the LOL map will just get me. I am happy that Spiz TM has included an alt car. I want to see more alt cars, just no rally, please. Give me some more snow car, give me some more desert car, and I'll be a happy camper. Okay, tap, tap, tap. The tidiness of steering. Ah! Yeah, see, look, I'm at like, what was that? 20-something, 10%. I'm trying to look down while I do this. The reason I have my stuff down there is so it doesn't block my vision, and I really use it for like when I'm watching my replays back. Like after I've recorded them. It's helpful for me because then I can see the time, I can see the gear, I can see the steering, but Jeez. Okay. Yeah, I can gain a 10th. Let's go for 1 or 2 more attempts at this, and then I'll grind this off camera. But again, if you're just looking for AT, Action Key 4, a nice tiny release right before the curve with the red arrows, and you're golden. Okay, one more because I messed that up. And then we will move on to the LOL map. Can't wait to see what the LOL map is this week. Okay, moving on. Thumbs up because of Desert Card. Good scenery. Downhill Oasis. What do we have here? Oh boy. And there's a checkpoint. I was going to immediately try and go backwards, but there's a checkpoint. Okay, this is going to be a nasty gear fiesta and no slide abuse, and there's wet plastic and all sorts of fun stuff. AO8 style. Alright, how bad is this? Terrible. Yeah, listen to that gear just whine. It's like, what are you doing to me, Bo? Okay. 18. Alright, so pretty easy author time. Alright, here we go. Let's do that, let's do that, let's do that. And I wonder... There is a small finish down there, but that should be author time. There we go. Oh no! Oh yeah, it is. Couldn't read there for a second. And some more dings. Okay, there's definitely a lot more we can do. Gosh, I sure do love it when mappers put a turn on plastic right where the gear happens. That's just my favorite. Wonder if you can get a cool bounce there. Okay, is it better if I get the gear there and then... Or how much speed did I lose? I lost a lot of speed. Okay, let's not care about the plastic for a second. Or the water on the plastic, wet plastic. That was a PB somehow? Okay. Yeah, so you can get more out of this that way. See, that seems like a cool... See, because that's reactor down. Okay. So I need all the speed, and then if I do this, I had to release... let's practice this, because I think if I can get that reactor down, that's going to be huge. Because then I can just go straight into this finish down there. Just want to see if I can get that. I can't drive. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm just on a high from the campaign maps, like being so good and just being so excited about that, but these they're not quite doing it for me this week. I will say that. I don't think they're bad, and I will be the first to say when there's a terrible map. I do think all these fit the style, and nothing against these mappers, but I just think some of these are rather like I said, snoozer. That's fun. There's gonna be some wacky records. Wonder if you can keep that gear, but yeah, because if I come out here and I have all the speed, then you can potentially get that. I just want to get this one good run, and we'll call it a discovery. Then I want to hunt a few of those. That desert car one and the puzzle one, certainly going to be taking a look at those this week. The author times aren't too bad this week. They're pretty easy, but that doesn't bother me. I think they should be a little bit more accessible on these. This one I think is a little easy. I mean, I drove like almost 2 seconds faster than the AT on like my second run. However, that comes back to one of the points I brought up in the earlier weeks, which is I do like it when they do have, like on wall maps like this, they have an easier AT, because then you don't know how cooked like a good run could get. Because I'm like 2 seconds ahead. Who knows? This could be like, you know, a top 2,000 time like I have right now that stays till the end of the week, and it could be 27,000th by the end of the week. So I think that part's fun. But on some of the other maps, like the tech map especially, because I am skill checked on tech, like I think that one was a little easy. Because I got that one on like my second try. And I'm notoriously bad on tech. So let me just get a good run here. Great. Yep, there we go. You can do much better than that, but that is a whole 3 seconds over. So let's give a thumbs up. I'm actually going to save the replay. I should have been doing that the whole time so I can look at my replays from when I get PBs, but there we go. So it's been an hour since these maps have been released, and you can already see people are hunting the first two. Scrappy is online. I should have hopped in his offline chat and chatted with him, because that's always funny when he's making these offline. But yeah, there's some, like, again, like, what I will say is I think we're coming back into a good period for Trackmania. I'm seeing a lot of people, a lot of names that I haven't seen in like years, it seems. Like there's some people from 2022, 2023 that haven't played. I see some new people. Epos is one of the top players right now, and they're relatively young. Arizel, that's an old name I haven't seen in forever. Chamao is another one. Dara making the leaderboards again. Galenium, they've kind of been, they're around, but I haven't seen them as much. Crippy. So it's really cool to see, and like I will say, like, let me just hop into the campaign here. Like, taking a look at this, like, this is what I love to see. I mean, look how many players there are, and if I come to my region, like, there are a lot of players playing right now, and I've been playing a decent amount, and it's really cool to see this many players play in this map. And like yesterday for track of the day, there was something like 7,000 players that played the map by the evening. Now, I didn't get a chance to see like Trackmania IO to see how many played the actual cup, but like I thought it was really cool that like people are playing again. Like, look, top 7K, like obviously not hunting these, just playing them like real quick, but that's a large amount of players that we typically haven't seen in the past. So I'm really excited to see people pick up the game again, and really excited to see where it goes. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and I'll catch y'all next week.